What's going on, everybody? Hard pass, back at it. Of course, I'm accompanied with Rim Breezy. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How
How
was your
are you?
weekend, bud?
Not great.
I know. I
And,
know it
and
wasn't.
Tottenham lost today, so it
Oh,
just
man.
it just
Dude, when it
keeps on coming.
rains, it pours, my guy. But brighter days are ahead.
It's got to be. Can't get any
Brighter
worse.
days are ahead.
How was your weekend?
Great. Great.
Honestly,
Great.
honestly, great, huh?
Just great.
How'd your NASCAR driver end up doing?
Sixth. He's second in the points right now, so
I saw Suarez. He top 10, Suarez.
I think so.
It's my boy.
Yeah.
Keep
So
up with him.
looking pretty good. 2 solid finishes in a row for my guy, back to back. Has him close to clinching that next round of the playoffs. We once again had another driver win that's not in the playoffs. Bubba Wallace won the race. He was not a playoff driver, so he got a win without being in the playoffs. So,
Nice.
but hey, good for him. Good for Michael Jordan's NASCAR team.
I know everybody hates him, but
He doesn't have the most fans. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Doesn't have the most.
What's up, Wes? We're gonna get to Matt Rule here later on in the show. We don't want to lead off with that, but
Yeah,
it was a
gotta
rough
throw
one.
the numbers a little bit before we get Terry fired up on Matt Rule.
I just all together, it's like the Braves are on a 3-game losing streak. Um, all my teams lost. So yeah, so like normally, like when a normal person comes up and asks somebody how their weekend was, I'm not a normal person to ask that question to, because my weekend 1,000% solely relies on a bunch of different sporting teams and sporting events. And when it's good, let me tell you, Remy, there's no better feeling in the world.
Oh, trust me.
But when
I
it's
know.
bad, it's 4 years ago. Remy Brennan Dolphins bad for me.
Yeah. No, trust. I remember those. Those were dark days, man.
Yeah.
Those were dark days. Miami sucked, and Tom Brady just kept winning Super Bowls. So tough days. But like I said at the beginning,
At least it's good to have.
brighter days are ahead.
Gotta be.
Gotta be, dude. That Braves game. So of course it was blacked out for us, so we couldn't watch it. We throw on MLB Network, and they give us the live look in, and it's Grossman hitting the bomb, taking the lead. Wild ninth inning.
Mhm.
What y'all were down? What 5 runs? Scored 7 in the ninth or something like that,
So it was 6-1.
and y'all took the 7-6 lead in the top of the ninth. And I'm like, damn, dude, what a comeback. And then, wait, I didn't get to see the bottom of the ninth. I just get a text from you, and I'm out. I'm back out. I look it up. Tie game, Julio Rodriguez home run. And then next thing you know, walk-off bomb. I'm like, oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's tough, bud. Hey, in all fairness, y'all are still one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Oh, we'll be fine. It just
It
I
makes
just
for it
I
makes
just
for a shitty
didn't
weekend.
need that. I just didn't
I
need
know,
it.
especially after the Gamecocks and your Panthers and your Braves. And
I just didn't need it.
Tottenham.
And Tottenham and everything. Yeah, I just didn't need that. But
I think
hey,
it's the tattoo curse, bud.
nah. Well, October, I'm going. So for my birthday, I'm going the first week of October. Camille has off, and we're going to Mexico. We're going to the beach. And
Going back to the beach.
I'm going to get some dental work done because I'm 33, and this is what you do when you're 33.
Some of that Mexican dental work.
Got to get it because shit's fucked up. And also, I'm going to get some tattoos.
All right.
There's a
What
guy
we
down there.
getting? What you inking up, dude?
So, as you see on my arm, right? So you see,
Mhm.
I have that, I have that, I have that, I have this terribly looking Tottenham tattoo. See, so I'm getting this one redone.
Okay.
I'm getting right in the back here. I'm getting an Atlanta Brave A.
Okay.
I'm getting right here in the giant. So me, don't notice my little heart tattoo.
Oh,
Me and Camille have matching heart tattoos.
that's so freaking.
We got them while we're in Vegas. Right here, I'm getting a giant carrot, the C with a gamecock in it.
Okay.
Right there. And then I'm going to get something running down back here and all the way up, and I'm going to do the whole sleeve. It's going to be a whole
Shit.
tie it all in.
Nice, dude.
So, good boy. Hey, I don't leave much up to question about who I support.
No, I mean,
they're right there. They're right there.
It's permanent.
Name another person who has a giant Panther tattoo right there. So
I don't know any other.
It's funny because I walk around and people always go, "So you're a Panthers fan?" And I want to be like, "What else could this be?"
I think you should start lying.
I like black cats.
You should just be like, Panthers.
What are you talking about?
Panthers. No. Who is that? I don't know who that is.
What is this? Is this rugby? What is this? Yes. What sport are you talking about?
The Florida Panthers. I'm a big fan.
A big fan of hockey. The Florida Panthers.
Big Florida Panthers guy.
How about you guys? How about chat? How was y'all's weekend?
How was everybody's weekend?
How was everybody's weekend?
It was a sports weekend.
I mean,
so
we're now. What's up, Mr. Tracy? Speaking of Mr. Tracy, he's the one that is nice enough to get me said tattoo for my birthday.
Watch out.
So you should see his tattoo. His tattoo's sick. The same guy did his tattoos doing mine. What's up, Camille? Hi!
Apollo has entered the chat.
Apollo's here.
Along with Roxy. We got the dogs. So, yeah, I think if Tua leads the Dolphins to a Super Bowl, I'll just get his entire jersey tattooed down my back, just the whole back.
Name and everything?
Tattoo.
Nice.
Full back tattoo of Tua Tagovailoa.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man.
But that's awesome, dude. Well,
yeah, that's kind of where we're at in life right now.
Inked up, dude.
Inked up. That's where we're at.
Got you, T.
That's right.
Got you, T.
So I guess we'll talk some baseball to start with here, Remy. What happened this weekend in baseball?
Well, we've had two, I guess, really crazy stories. Mike Trout right now has hit a home run in 7 straight baseball.
Dude, that popped up on my screen this morning. I'm like,
7 straight.
Wait a minute. 7 in a row?
He is 1 away from tying the major league record of 8 straight. That's wild. 7 games in a row. He's back. He is back. There was a lot of talk about that injury earlier this year. This weird report came out that it was going to affect him the rest of his career and he might not ever be the same. And he's back. He's just crushing baseballs.
He's back.
The other one is Sir Albert Pujols has passed Alex Rodriguez. 697 home runs. The just destroying baseballs continues for that old man. 3 away from 700.
That's crazy.
3 away. Who would have thought, dude? Beginning of the year, I said there's no way. I was like, I knew he was in striking distance, but the way I figured they were going to use him, it was going to take 2 years. But man, has he been crushing the baseball in the second half of the season.
He could do it.
He could.
The thing is, he only bats against left-handed pitching and pitch hitting situations. So that's only a certain amount of bad bats.
Carlos has got to put him out there, dude. Just put him.
Hey, at this point, dude, you just
give him every at bat he can. Every at bat he can handle. DH him every day.
Bro, the home run derby got my man right.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of times home run derbies. Yeah.
It's usually the opposite.
Right.
Aaron Judge is continuing his pursuit of 60. He is what? How many is he at now? 55?
Mm-hmm.
So he is closing in. He's got 55 home runs and 121 RBIs.
They built Diffie Jacob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So good season. It's crazy because the stuff that Shohei Ohtani does is just wild. And if you look at the numbers, like all the hitting numbers, the pitching numbers, he's top 10 in both categories and so many different statistics.
It's crazy.
And I think he's still not going to win MVP. I think Judge is still going to snag it from him. And it's crazy to think about.
Fins look good, Remy. Fins up. We're gonna talk some NFL. Yeah, it's crazy. Also, before we get into football, do you see what happened today in the NBA? Suns owner.
Oh yeah, Suns owner. I did see that. I saw he got suspended for a year.
Which,
Workplace
if you're an owner,
conditions.
he said the N word apparently 5 times. I believe the report said. I just don't understand how these dudes get messed up in situations like this.
What are you doing?
Who are you talking to?
What are you doing? You're a billionaire, bro. Don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Stay home.
What's up, Julia? How you doing?
Don't talk to anybody. Just stay home. Stop
So guess what?
Sexist stuff.
Now he gets to stay home, right? So he can attend basketball games and stuff for a year.
He gets suspended for a year.
We're just touching.
Fined $10 million.
Yeah. So there you go. The Suns are hilarious. You know, their owners are just Phoenix owners in general are like slimy people, dude. Like from the Coyotes to the Cardinals, you know. I don't know about the D-backs owners, but I know the Suns owner, he's not the best. And now we clearly see getting in trouble.
Got in some trouble, dude.
So
$10 million is what it is.
We're gonna talk some college. And what we're gonna do, we'll go college and we'll go NFL. How's that sound?
That dude. Trust me, I'd like to end on the NFL.
All right, so we're gonna share screen here. This is all right. Let's get this out of here. All righty then. Week 2. Technically week 1. It is week 2.
It's technically week
3.
We had week 0 and then
0, 1, and 2. Okay. Perfect. So I guess 9 a.m. kickoff for me, South Carolina versus Arkansas. I watched this game. I don't have to really talk about it. Louisville, UCF is actually kind of a cool game.
Yeah.
But we'll talk South Carolina, Arkansas first. Arkansas ended up winning 44-30. Scoreline a little flattering for the old Gamecocks.
Score a little bit closer than the game was, honestly. We had that one run, made it close, and they just kind of took back over, and we kept scoring, and that's hilarious. Yeah. Arkansas ran it down their throats, though, man. Jeez,
it was a death by 1,000 cuts. They literally just pounded the ball. To be fair, Arkansas's defense didn't really look that great. Because we kind of moved. We can't run the football because our offensive line is a joke.
Yeah,
and we were already down by like 7. You know, we're first drive of the game, touchdown, boom. Okay, you know, and the next thing you know, we brought it. I think within like 5, sometime within the third quarter, and then Arkansas kind of ran away with it in the fourth quarter.
Early third quarter, we had made it a game again. And
our D line is supposed to be our strength, not a strength in that football game.
No, I was looking at the numbers, and I don't know, man, because I look at Zach Pickens got credited with 12 tackles in the game.
That's a lot.
Jordan Burch got credited with 10 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 had good games. My concern, and it's been my concern, is the linebacking core. Like where are the linebackers? And I know Kaba got hurt, huge loss for South Carolina. But I was watching these run plays. It's like, dude, where is that second level? Where is the linebacking core to step up and tackle some of these guys? I mean, yeah, of course, the stats are padded a little bit for the defensive line because they did run the ball. How many times did they run the ball? 65 times. So,
a lot. It might as well have been a lot.
You know, they ran the ball a ton. So your defensive line naturally is going to get a couple more tackles.
65 rushes.
65 rushing attempts. That's
pretty
wild.
For 300 yards.
We threw up, 29 rush attempts. So, I mean, it's pretty much what I expected, though. Coming into the game, I knew Arkansas was a better team. Just flat out knew that. Knew they were going to be able to run the ball.
Mhm.
And KJ Jefferson didn't make mistakes throwing the ball. Goes 18 of 21, only 162 yards, a lot of short passes. But he didn't make, game-changing turnovers or anything like that. So it's kind of what I expected. Did I expect a 44-30, scoring shootout like that? No, not with a team that likes to run the ball as much as Arkansas does. But
they were scoring so fast. Like they had the football for the majority of the game. I don't know. It's one of those things where also South Carolina lost Jordan Strait, their number 7 defensive end, who got the sack in the game. He tore his knee apparently, and Muhammad Kaba, starting linebacker, also tore his knee. So just pile it on for South Carolina. This was going to be the barometer, and ladies and gentlemen, we might win 6 ball games, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple games.
It is what it is. It is what, but the rest of them are tough. I think Spencer Rattler, he did throw the bad pick in the end zone, but altogether, he missed a couple deep balls. Mm-hmm. If you want to get nitpicky on him, but I thought he looked really well. I thought he looked really good where he spins the ball. I thought our play calling it's so bad, but it's very like bad. That's what you expect from South Carolina.
It's so bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Through 2 games, I would say, to me, Marshawn Lloyd looks like should be our best offensive player. And, I mean, we finished a game where he has 7 carries. It's
a lot of catches.
He caught the ball a lot, yes. Yeah. But it's just we can't run. We can't. So, riddle me this, Batman. Mm-hmm. Coming into the season, Jaheim Bell was our mismatch. He was our guy that if you tried to put a linebacker on him, he was going to beat him. If you tried to put a safety on him, he was going to be too small. Mm-hmm. So, 0 catches. We barely even tried to throw him the ball. I think I saw 1, maybe 2 targets all game. More handoffs, 4 more carries out of the backfield. But no, Stogner caught 5 passes.
Mm-hmm.
Bell catches none. What goes through our play calling, play caller's mind?
To be fair, he didn't even run routes.
I mean, send him on a streak up the middle.
Yeah,
do something.
I don't know. The play calling's bad. It's almost a point where I don't want to talk about it for too long because we know the issues in South Carolina. It's just heartbreaking that they haven't been changed. I think that's where we're at, dude. I think that's where we're at as fans, right, Remy? Where we know the offensive line sucks. It's been shitty for 3 years now. We thought that it would be better this year because they're all 6-year seniors and 5th-year seniors. Yeah. They just continue to suck because apparently they're not any good. And our offensive line coach is one of the worst offensive line coaches in the country.
I just hate it.
You can't tell me that in football, dude, if you're a 5th-year offensive lineman, you're a grown-ass man playing college football.
At that point, yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you really have a really good offensive line. Not the case with South Carolina. We're still really bad.
I think what just bothers me is I look at that team play, and there are talented football players all over the place.
This is exactly
just say I know.
But
dude. I mean, there's talented players all over the field, and we just, don't seem to put it together. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it's like I look at the team and Rattler, Lloyd, McDowell, Bell, Stogner. The Wells kid had almost 200 receiving yards.
Even the defense
has some talent. There's talent all over the defense, and it's just like we'll just never quite be that team. You know what I'm saying?
So. Yeah. When South Carolina was really good, where we was really good at? Stopping the run. We were good. We were pretty good at running the football, and we were good at stopping the run, and everything else kind of.
We also always seem to have a guy on defense that just made shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a guy that would just go get you the ball or get you a sack or do something to change the game.
It's been a while since we had
We haven't had that.
Even think back when what's his name for the 49ers, D tackle Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Kinlaw was a game wrecker still.
Yeah, he would change games.
We were a bad football team, but he would pop up and just like Debo would do it on the offensive end, he would do it on the defensive end.
Yeah.
We just don't really have that right now. We don't have a swagger. We don't have – I will say there's one shining light about South Carolina, and it's this gentleman right here. I can't pronounce his name. But if anybody watched South Carolina this past weekend, they were probably wondering, holy crap, who is 21? And he is flying around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 21 is a 3-star athlete from Irmo High School that's a true freshman. We gave him a scholarship. He played quarterback and running back. We didn't know where he was going to play, but we knew he was a great athlete. Yeah. This kid is going to be special. You just watch
Silver lining.
Silver lining. We had one guy, and guess what, Remy? The coolest part about it all, look at this. 6'4", 220, he's a safety.
Nice.
We're going to have a good safety. This kid's a monster. Look out for this guy. He didn't start week 1, but he ended up having to play a lot of snaps. He won freshman All-American awards for week 1 because he had to play some of the snaps. He got thrown in the fire. He had a pretty good game against Arkansas. I'm looking forward to watching him develop going forward. So,
yeah.
But all together, Wells looked good. Antonio, and the transfer.
There's a missing persons report out for Josh Vann. Boy.
So apparently, this is what we're hearing. Josh Vann has not been doing what he's supposed to do, which meaning he ain't been showing up for practices on time. Hell, he's been missing some practices. Apparently, he's a father now, and I think he might be married or something, and he's got a good amount of NIL money. Apparently, in the offseason, he hasn't done what he was needing to do, and he's in the coach's doghouse right now. That's why he's not playing.
Well, yeah. And he's getting outplayed, too, so.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're going to have to throw the football a lot. Spencer Rattler's going to throw it 1,000 times a football game.
Yep. Somebody's
got to be there to catch it. The Antoine Wells guy, he had a great game. He actually looked good. Mm-hmm. Marshawn Lloyd, if we can – he had 6 catches for 72. If we knew how to run a screenplay, he could have had 300. He could have had 300 yards receiving, dude. There were so many screens that were like just so close up, dude. We don't teach the running back when to turn his head around and look for the football.
Nope.
Once again, great coaching, just aces. But
on to the next one.
Arkansas, we knew Arkansas was good. So
on to the next one.
15-minute rant about South Carolina. We're Gamecock fans. We got
done with them. It doesn't get any better this weekend. So
no, we're Georgia this weekend. Alabama, Texas.
What a football game!
What a football game! We had this one on the other TV. We had the big one on Carolina, the little one on Alabama, Texas. We flopped those about halfway.
Yeah,
through.
I mean, same.
Yeah,
I stopped watching ours there for a little bit, and switched over to this.
I will say,
did Texas give Alabama all they wanted in this football game?
Not even that, dude. Texas should have won this game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, over and over again should have won this game.
Yep. Should have won the game.
Can't settle for field goals against Alabama. They missed one of the late field goals to go up 16-10. They missed the crucial face mask. Texas NIL money is wild. It's the number one. They spend the most on NIL. Like, it's crazy how much money they spend on NIL. But Texas is going to be back. It was fun to watch them actually, where most of the time Alabama dominates the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. That did not happen against Texas. On both sides of the ball, Texas dominated the offensive line a little bit and the line of scrimmage. Texas got screwed with literally the worst roughing the passer targeting call I've ever seen in my life. Because it should have been intentional grounding. Or he should have been down. Your choice, whichever one you decide. Yeah. Texas missed a 20-yard field goal. Blocked. Texas got screwed with the safety call. Literally the worst call I've ever seen in my life. Did you see that call?
I missed that one.
Remy. So they originally waved him down. So he's in the end zone, and Bryce Young is falling backwards. His head is this far from the ground, like upside down. And he just throws the ball. right? He's upside down. A guy's coming in to push him. He literally comes in and shoves him like that. Shoves his legs. They throw a flag. I'm like, okay, I think they're either talking about him either being down or it's intentional grounding because you just can't throw the football randomly when you're going upside down. Personal foul targeting. Roughing the passer. I'm like, wait, what? So then you know what they end up doing? They review it and they go, so by law, you're not supposed to overturn a personal foul no matter what. You can rescind the targeting, but it's still got to be rough the passer. They was so bad. The refs go, after review, there's no foul for targeting, no roughing the passer. Alabama ball on the 1 yard line, 4th down. We're like, that can't be. That's not even how the rules work. It's either he's down or he's not.
Oh man.
It was Remy, I'm telling you, you need to go back and watch it. Worst call I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy.
As I said, if he's not down, then it's intentional grounding. It's not intentional grounding if he's down. So it's got to be one of those two.
Yeah. That's wild. I will say the things I did notice from the game, Alabama's wide receivers ain't what they were last year.
Bro, that skill position, dude, they were dropping wide open passes.
Mm-hmm. That ain't the same skill position.
They're missing some guys, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Eventually it happens. I mean, eventually.
To be honest, Texas lost their quarterback. He has a sprained shoulder or something. Their backup had a bum leg, was playing on a bum ankle the whole time, and they still almost won. It was a crazy game. It was a great game because there wasn't that many of them, honestly, in this week of football.
Well, there was some major upsets,
but not a crazy football game. So Ohio State ended up pumping Arkansas State. Didn't cover, however. Michigan pumped Hawaii. What is Hawaii doing scheduling these games? Stop.
They're gluttons for punishment.
Clemson didn't really beat Furman that much, but they won. So congrats there. How about this one?
Where are our Texas A&M boys?
They ain't in here today, boy.
Where they at?
Where did Texas A&M built for it?
Texas A&M built for it's at tonight. They wasn't built for it this weekend.
You notice they ain't showed up one time.
They ain't said a damn word.
Yep.
All them Texas A&M boys in here every week built for it. Apparently not. Appalachian State.
At home. He rolls
Appalachian State.
To Kyle Field.
Appalachian State, a week after giving up 60-plus points to North Carolina, comes into Texas A&M and shuts them down. 14 points for Texas A&M, and the Appalachian State Mountaineers come in and win another top 10 matchup. That's wild.
41 minutes to 18 minutes. This is how you win a football game.
I mean,
Appalachian State, by the way, should have beat North Carolina.
Yes.
They should have beat North Carolina.
Yes. But
they're a pretty good football team.
Especially when you're not the more talented of the two teams, you want to keep the ball. And they kept the ball for 42 minutes. That is insane. I can't believe it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love App State. When they beat Michigan in the Big House, I was going wild. This is almost just as big now. The program's a lot better than it was when they beat Michigan. They've actually developed that football program into something. But to go in and beat Texas A&M, number 6 team in the country, at a very tough place to win a football game.
Yeah.
Way to go, App State.
Big upset there. Oklahoma beat Kent State. Big upset. Notre Dame is not the 8th ranked team in the country. They don't have any schedule.
They're an unranked team now.
Well,
they've got to be.
They lost to Marshall, and Marshall's 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, I like Marcus Freeman. I wish him all the success, but
I think he's
0-3 start at Notre Dame.
By the way, look who got the pick 6.
Oh, I saw. Stefan's little brother.
Stephen Gilmore. By the way, committed to South Carolina. We rescinded his scholarship offer because we were too full at corner.
Sweet. Good job, us. So. Baylor BYU. Heck of a football game.
Great. Just a grinder of a game. This game was so ugly, dude. It was 10-6 at half. Like, it was just an ugly football game. But I'll tell you what, BYU at home is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Storm and Mormons, dude.
Them Storm and Mormons. That's right.
Double overtime win. They were actually the money favorites in that game, which is wild. There was 21 versus 9, but clearly somebody knew.
This kid right here, dog. He is an animal. He's like a 5-star recruit. The only reason why he went to BYU because he's Mormon.
He doesn't like caffeine. Or
nobody else stood a chance. This dude right here is an animal. 8 catches, 122 and a tutty. True freshman.
No one else stood a chance.
Yeah. I think his dad also went to BYU. So there you go. Southern Cal ended up beating Stanford. Whatever. Good for them.
I think Southern Cal might be a problem this year. I really do.
I think they're going to be a good football team. I don't know how good they are. Oklahoma State put a whopping on Arizona State. Whatever. Kentucky went into Florida. I told everybody. I'm like, just because Florida won a fluky Utah game, which, by the way, Utah should have won. They were driving in the game to win the game. Florida ended up sneaking that one out. I'm like, Kentucky's – are we going to lose to Kentucky again this year?
100%.
Do you know why Kentucky's good at football? Because they run the ball, Remy.
They run the football.
Both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Oh, I'm aware. Oh, I know. I know South Carolina's issues.
Utah revenge game on Southern Utah. I didn't even know it was a college.
Put it on them.
Michigan State beat the Zips. I remember back in NCAA where the Zips were like a 60 overall team. Shout out NCAA coming back next year, I think.
Yep.
This was a good football game. Tennessee, Pittsburgh, great football game. These are rivalry games that we need to have. These teams need to play each other. Overtime game.
Pittsburgh, overtime.
Pittsburgh showed me something. I thought it was going to be a little more than this, but Pittsburgh, they're a grindy ass football team. Tennessee, it was a great game. Tennessee ended up pulling away in overtime in that one. The Badgers, they'll always break your heart. No way they lose at home to Washington State. And some quarterback who played it. Dude, did you see where this quarterback played before originally? This Cameron Hayward kid. He played at the Incarnate Word.
Dude, that's my school.
From the Incarnate Word.
That's my school.
He takes the Cougars into Wisconsin, beats the fool out of us.
It's tough times for some of these football programs.
Yeah.
Wisconsin out here losing to Wazoo State. Damn.
The Incarnate Word got him a dub.
Dude. Put him on the map.
Great story here for Sam Hartman. He had his off-the-field injury-related issues. I told everybody he's a stud. He only came back and threw 4 tutties.
He means a lot for that Wake Forest program if they were going to be good this year.
It's because
they needed him, and he's back.
He's back. So they held the ship down for that one game, and now he's back. Texas Tech went and beat Houston. Houston should have lost to Texas San Antonio week 1, I think. They ended up beating them in overtime or something.
So
Wisconsin has the first football coach.
Not shown on here.
Hold on. I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
They're on here somewhere. Let me scroll down anything major.
Oh, you got the full.
Helinski threw 435 and a loss. That was kind of cool.
And a loss to Duke.
North Carolina came back and beat Georgia State barely. Texas San Antonio beat Army, so maybe they're decent. Missouri lost to Kansas State. Air Force whooped up Colorado. And where are they at here? Where are you at, Nebraska?
You know who we're looking for.
Speak of the Incarnate Word. They beat Nevada.
Nevada, baby.
They put it on Nevada.
Let's go. That's my team. Kansas is 2-0 and beat West Virginia 55-42.
That's tough.
Kansas is 2-0 in
what? At the parade. Rutgers are 2-0.
What world? The Holy Cross Buffalo game ended on a Hail Mary. Holy Cross won on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. That was pretty wild.
That's pretty cool. Liberty beat UAB. Syracuse, UConn is never going to be good at football ever again.
There it is. I found it.
Utah State's supposed to be good. Where are you at?
Yeah, remember we looked at them.
Here we are.
Last year they were good. There it is. There it is.
Over almost all San Jose State. And, of course, Georgia Southern going to Nebraska. Brasky man. Corn husks. Remember that commercial where he's at the DMV?
Can't forget it. One of the all-time greats.
One of the all-time great commercials. If you haven't ever seen it, you got to look it up. He's trying to get a personalized license plate at the DMV. And he just the line's a mile behind him because he's going through names of. And they're like, no. Maine. How about Brasky? How about Corn Huskers? How about Brasky, Maine? Hilarious commercial. Old school Sports Center commercial. But yeah,
Georgia Southern
got Scott Frost fired. Made him $7.5 million.
I mean, you gotta go. Georgia Southern. Ain't no way.
You know
Nebraska's out here losing to Georgia Southern.
Bo Pelini won like 8 and 9. He only won 8 and 9 football games. He never lost more than that. Like he always at least won 8 football games. He got fired.
Canned. Scott Frost out here losing to Georgia Southern.
But think about since Bo Pelini, there hasn't been another coach. I know he was kind of a weirdo and kind of an asshole, but Caleb made that point the other day. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, maybe they had something with Bo Pelini. He was just punching way above his weight still.
That program has fallen so far.
If they don't stop it, it'll be the next Kansas.
It's crazy. You're talking about Nebraska. They were a top tier program for a long time. Now they're just out here losing to small little Division II Georgia Southern.
I think they're Division I now.
One now or whatever. Yeah. Still.
Yeah, you got to win that football at home. Any more crazy things? Because I didn't even look at the scoreboard. I like to see where Coastal almost lost to Gardner Webb.
That was a close game for Coastal.
I tell you what, one day I want to go watch a football game here. I don't know why. I've just growing up, I've watched so many games in Corvallis.
Yeah.
Where their stadium
back in the day, back when we were a little bit younger, they were a good team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Really good.
I remember staying up to like 10, 15 at night when games would kick off, and for some reason, I like Oregon State.
It's old Jacques
Oregon
Rogers.
State is like my Pac-12 team.
James and Jacques Rogers. They were a good team back in the day.
Yeah, they always had interesting. They had good players. Marcus Wheaton went there. Remember them?
Yeah, some good teams.
I always liked Oregon State.
That's one thing I would love to see is some of these teams get back to relevancy. College football, for sure.
That'd be cool. One day when I make it, I'm just gonna tear out and I'm just gonna go to like obscure games. How cool would that be? The Mad Hatter coach there. It imagine you show up and watch Incarnate Word beat Kansas or something.
I mean, I'm about to buy season tickets. So
it'd be cool just to go. I want to go to Wisconsin. I want to go watch a game there. I want to go to these different venues and kind of gauge.
I will say college gives you a little different, feel than like going to a pro game because there's so many weird little traditions and stuff like that. So I think going to just random college games would be a lot of fun. You get of course South Carolina, we have our
you would have no fight in it. You would have no you could just sit there as a neutral
and just enjoy and then just enjoy the environment. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Maybe one day when the pod maybe when the pod goes big, me and Remy would do a live show in Oregon State.
You know what would be cool is if some of our Texas A&M fans were in here, take us to Kyle Field. Maybe don't lose.
You know what we should do one day? State. We should vlog it. We should record one day. Maybe maybe I go to Arizona State game or something and I vlog it.
That'd be
or
cool.
something. Or maybe next time you go to Carolina, you record some of your stuff from you tailgating and stuff. That's cool. That'd be cool.
For sure.
All right, we're gonna talk some NFL football.
Oh
We're gonna
boy.
move from college to NFL. This is where it gets. I'm a Bills fan. I think I'm gonna get a Bills tattoo next to my Panthers tattoo.
Don't do that.
I think so. I think
Don't.
I'm just gonna full time. I'm gonna somehow get this one transferred into a Bill.
Do it.
Because man, oh man, did the Bills beat the shit out of the Rams. By the way, shout out to everybody who hung out with us on Thursday night. How cool was that, Remy?
That was a lot of fun. Are we doing that again this week?
So we might do it Thursday again.
That's what I'm saying.
For the Chiefs Chargers.
That's the best. I think that's the best night to do it.
So
we can do our fantasy stuff during the game.
I think we're going to do that again because not only do we enjoy it, but we got so many new people coming in asking us fantasy questions. We had no clue who any of these guys are. A bunch of new subscribers. It was a big hit. So what we did was, if y'all didn't know, we did a fantasy focus podcast where we talked some fantasy stuff. But really, it was 6 of us in here hanging out, bullshitting. We all kind of tried to sync up our games. We was watching the games live, reacting to plays. We just hung out. It was a 3-hour stream. It was a lot of fun.
That was a blast, man.
And people
we're way better. We're way better at commentary than those clowns on television. So
if people were just popping in like, hey, so I had this guy over this guy. What do you think? And that was cool. And we were asking people's questions about fantasy stuff.
All of them wrong. Every last one of them.
The Cordell Patterson one we did get wrong. I do remember that one off the top of
we did.
We did get that
one. We did.
But I did go 3-0 in fantasy, and you went 2-0.
So we 2-0. Locking it down, baby.
My famous shit.
Locking it down.
Always fun.
Oh, that picture is, I think, the only reason anyone watches us.
So we did a live, of course, of the Bills Rams. This game should have been worse than it was. The Rams just looked like it was a Super Bowl hangover from hell. They looked like they did not
look good.
No,
they looked. I mean, honestly, they looked relatively bad. If I'm being completely honest, I said it over and over again Thursday while we were watching the game. I have serious concerns about Matt Stafford's elbow. I do not think his arm is there. I saw several passes. He tried to get it in there, and he just didn't have the zip. It just did not have the same velocity. We've watched Matt Stafford play since he was a freshman at Georgia. We know that man can sling the rock. That's never been an issue for him. And it just seemed like there were throws he could not get the speed on it he wanted. He was rearing back and letting it ride, and it just wasn't coming out with that same pop. I have concerns. And there were, Sean McVay, white wide receiver, got to get the white wide receivers involved. So
it does not throw.
There was a report that came out that said that the Rams had been in talks with Jimmy Garoppolo, and if the 49ers had released him, they were going to make a run at Jimmy G. So I think that they know that Matt Stafford's elbow is not there.
Right.
And it's concerning. It's concerning. You had the Cam Akers thing. Akers apparently kind of the same thing we were talking about. He's just not really fully committed to it, it appears.
Right.
And it showed. He got 3 carries. And Darrell Henderson had a ton of touches.
Who's not good at football, by the way. Darrell Henderson's he's just an average player at best.
And, of course, if you were watching the live, I got raked over the coals a little bit for saying that Jalen Ramsey's a slightly overrated corner, and he got burnt like toast all night long. I love to see it.
He literally gave up a perfect passer rating.
Perfect passer rating. They literally only threw 1 incomplete pass when targeting him. Love to see it.
So, yeah, interesting to see what – I think they'll bounce back. I think they're a good football team.
They're still a good football team.
Maybe they're just not as good as they were last year.
Yeah, I have some concerns. I don't know if they're Super Bowl.
NFC's also going to be down.
It is.
Which now we'll get to the game I was about to talk about. But we're going to talk Browns-Panthers. My guys will get it out of the way. Panthers suck. Panthers coaching staff's hilarious. Baker Mayfield was not ready. It's almost like he should have played more preseason games. I'm going to get through this really quick so we can move on. Matt Rule's a coward. He will always be a coward. Offensive staff's a joke. We have only one good defensive end now because we didn't resign Reddick. We have no pass rush. We got bullied. It was like watching the Gamecocks all over again. The Browns, all they had to do was turn around and hand the ball to Nick Chubb, who averaged 7.4 yards a carry. And then the Browns, to be honest with you, we shouldn't even been in this football game. They dominated the whole game. They should have won it. They haven't won a game in week 1 since 17 years. The Panthers said, thank you, sir. We'll do that for you. You can let you come into our place and you kick the shit out of us because that's what happened. The Browns kicked the shit out of us. This game was not 26-24. It was a nightmare.
Won the game. You should have won the game. You gave up a 50, how long is that? 58-yarder to a rookie to lose the game?
He could have made it from 70.
Should have won the game, dude. It was wild. Y'all's offense in the first half was non-existent. Non-existent.
Baker came into he did start to do a little better there, but our play calling's terrible. We never give Christian McCaffrey the ball. We don't involve him in the passing game. Whatever. Panthers suck. Fire Matt Rule. One loss closer to firing him. So
there you go. I've been telling it to all the Panthers fans this weekend. Silver lining, one game closer to firing Matt Rule. By the way, your Panthers now on the longest losing streak in the NFL at 8 games. So
that's it.
Hate to pour salt on the wound there, bud.
Yeah.
8-game losing streak.
Okay, moving on. Yeah, so that's the if you came here for a giant fire Matt Rule chant, I get it. They're boring. I'm bored with the Panthers. The Panthers are a boring team. They're boring.
Y'all came a lot closer. Y'all came a lot closer to that 31 points that all y'all were out here projecting that I thought you were, especially after the first half. They might not score.
Remy, we kept fumbling. He fumbled 4 times.
Oh, I know.
We couldn't get the QB snap exchange down.
Oh, I
Now
know.
let's know how bad of a team, how bad of a coaching staff we have when you can't even snap the football correctly. Bro, this ain't Baylor. This ain't Temple, homie. This is NFL football. And he sucks.
Can't even get the snap down.
He's bad, and he sucks.
And he sucks.
Saints-Falcons. Speaking of another shitty team, how in the Falcons almost won this football game? I'll never know.
Dude, they should have won the game.
They were dominating the Saints.
They were dominating it. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, Jameis came out and threw for 200-something yards in the fourth quarter. It was wild.
Pretty crazy.
They got some
crazy,
playmakers in New Orleans. I'll say that. I don't love Jameis, but they got some playmakers. Jarvis had a good game. Michael Thomas caught 2 touchdowns.
Not great if you're Alvin Kamara owner.
I mean, I said earlier in the year I'm a little down on Kamara. I just don't. He doesn't.
Michael Thomas took 2 tutties. Jarvis Landry got the most targets. He looked good. Jarvis Landry's just going to do it. I mean, he just can't get it done.
Just a dog.
He's just a dog. How about the Bears beat the 49ers in maybe the sloppiest football game you'll ever see in your life?
I'm gonna be honest. I did not see this one coming. Then again,
I didn't see this game finishing.
The weather, I think, was the ultimate equalizer in this game. It was awful. It was raining so hard. That field was such a mess.
Yeah.
It really can negate almost anybody. 2 young quarterbacks duking it out. I don't know. I'm not sold on either one of them really. But you got to expect the 49ers, who made the NFC Championship game last year, you would expect them to take care of business against the Bears. Who I think are
it's at the Bears. And, dude, like I said, it didn't matter if they were playing the 85 Bears. They were nullified. Anybody, any worth a damn was nullified in that football game.
Yeah.
Because of how bad. There were literal puddles everywhere.
It was wild. Wild. But hey,
good there.
Week 1 Bears dub. We didn't get that one right.
We didn't get that one right. Also, we're not going to say my wins and losses for this week.
Oh, no.
Because it wasn't great.
We're touching on it at the end.
No, we're not.
I'm
going to mute Remy and kick him out the stream if he tells everybody what I win.
Don't worry, guys. I got you.
It was 5-9-1. All right?
That was before the Monday night game. So 5-10.
5-10-1. Tell you what, the Cowboys are terrible.
I went 9-7-1. So
not a great week for you either, Remy.
No, but not 5 wins.
Not 5-10, that's for sure. Matt kept going. I showed up Monday. He says, "Dude, you cost somebody some money this weekend." He goes, your picks was not great. I was like, yeah. It wasn't really good.
No, they
But to
weren't.
be fair, a lot of my underdogs would have covered. So if you
Yeah,
had
I
picked
mean,
them in
yeah,
the
because there's a lot of close games this week.
Yeah. Speaking of a close game, the game that should have ended in a tie, I thought, neither one of these teams really wanted to win. Steelers-Bengals.
Dude, I watched this game. So for those of you listening, I have to go watch these games. I cannot watch them at home because, of course, I refuse to pay for DirecTV.
Hey, I stream them in Discord. He just don't want to hang out.
So I spent my Sunday afternoon at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Terrible.
Showed up. All the seats on the inside are taken. Got to sit outside, sit at the bar. When I say that it was about to go down at the end of this Steelers-Bengals game, of course, it was the last game going because it went all the way through the overtime period. There were like several Steelers fans, one just ratchet Bengals fan near us, back and forth and back and forth. They were just going at it, dude. It was wild. The finish of this game was nuts. No one wanted to win. Joe Burrow, with the worst game of his life, still should have won the game. They blocked an extra point to end the game that the Bengals would have won.
Crazy football.
Lost their long snapper. Long snappers matter. Man, what a game. However, the Steelers get the win, but in turn, maybe lose. Good news came out today. TJ Watt doesn't need surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Surgery on his torn pec would have ended his season. So he got a second and a third opinion on it, and it looks like they're going to just let him rest, but it's still 6 weeks minimum.
Wow.
So you lose the defensive player of the year for at least 6 weeks.
Dude, you know what's going to happen, man. He's going to come back
and get hurt again.
He's going to hurt again.
He's going to come
That's
back. That's
something you got to fix by surgery.
JJ was bad about it too. They rushed themselves back. He's going to hurt himself. Najee Harris is made of rubber. I watched that man's leg snap in half, and he's apparently fine.
He's going to play this weekend.
They're saying he's good to go. I'm shocked. I watched his leg.
He must do yoga, dude.
Dude, his leg bent in ways legs don't bend, and they're saying he's good to go. Cameron Hayward left the game early. I haven't seen much on him, so it doesn't look like it's anything serious there. Wild game. You would have expected a little better out of the Bengals. They threw a pick six and had 5 turnovers.
Minka Fitzpatrick is unbelievable.
He's unreal. He blocked the extra point. He had the pick six. He's just a special player. I'll tell you this. We hyped up Cincinnati's offensive line for all the moves they made. They were terrible. They were awful.
They were shades of game
block well. They did not block for Joe Burrow.
You know what I'm sitting here thinking? And 49ers, they're in the NFC. They could get away with dropping a game to the Bears probably.
Mm-hmm.
This cannot happen.
Not if you're going to be a Super Bowl contending team.
Dude, it's going to be tough to make the playoffs in the AFC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You cannot drop
a tight race. It's going to be a tight race. Now, if you're the Steelers, I mean, Mitch Trubisky didn't play the worst game, but
damn sure wasn't good.
5 turnovers, and you should have lost the game. They forced 5 turnovers, including a pick six. They should have lost the game. Offense was atrocious. Leading rusher was Chase Claypool.
Yes, Steelers are not going to be good this year.
That might be
don't buy too much
short leash. Kenny Pickett, I think we will see sooner rather than.
I think the Steelers, but dude, that defense is good. The Steelers' defense is pretty legit. But that offense is tragic. Like you said, they should have lost the game. Speaking of a wildly close game, the Lions coming all the way back to just barely losing to the Eagles. This was a good game. Big day for A.J. Brown. Big day for Swift, of course.
Huge day.
They like themselves. Dude, watching A.J. Brown play football, I was like, that's why you don't trade him.
That's why you
sign him. He is special.
He is unbelievable. He's unbelievable. I'm a big Devonta Smith fan. Devonta Smith, 0 catches because A.J. Brown was out here doing his damn thing.
Yeah.
He is a special player. I am still, to this day, blown away that the Titans traded that man. Good for the Eagles, though. And
Yeah.
they got them a toy. And I'll say this.
They got a man. That's what they got.
Without him, they probably would have lost this game.
Oh, for sure.
Hurts didn't really get it going with anybody else. So,
but I will say, Hurts looked pretty good. Like he looked better than what I thought he was going to do. He was actually making some decent throws.
Yeah.
More to come with Hurts. He's definitely a two-sided guy. He likes to run the football. And
he can run.
But A.J. Brown, dude, this is why when you get a difference maker, you got to keep him.
Yep. 100.
Kind of we're talking about Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins. You have to keep these guys. These guys win you football games. You just can't replace his numbers like Moneyball in baseball.
Yep.
You got to keep these difference makers. Good on the Eagles. Maybe the Lions are going to be better. We'll see.
I think so.
I think they look pretty good. I think they're a well-coached team. They're gonna be in a lot of football games.
Yep.
Whether they win them, probably not, but they're gonna be in them. This game, the Patriots-Dolphins game, shout out to Roger. I don't know if he's in here tonight or not, but
yeah, he better not be.
It kind of went the way we thought about it, Remy. We talked about this one a while before, kind of where these two teams are kind of headed, just talent-wise. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle versus Jacoby Myers and Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
Like, the New England wide receivers wouldn't even make y'all's team.
Let's just boy, you just glossed over the most important thing.
Tua time.
It's Tua time, baby. Outplayed Mac Jones, like I said he would. Call me crazy. You're just wrong. It's just better. It's just better. And we're just built diffy, baby.
We really can't run the football.
Can't run the ball at all. Cannot run the ball at all. Still not great at blocking.
Yeah.
But I will say the offense would have liked to see more. Of course, we had a defensive touchdown, which gave us, we only scored one offensive touchdown. It came on a 4th and 7 at the end of the first half. Yeah. Pretty ballsy call by old Mike McDaniel. But
I like him. I like the coach.
I love him. The defense played tremendous, forced turnovers, did our thing. Melvin Ingram scores a touchdown in his first game as a Dolphin. South Carolina boy gets one in the end zone first game as a Dolphin. All around really good game. Like I said, I think the offense, they got to clean a couple things up, got to get a little bit better pass blocking. Got to stop running Tua out on rollouts to his opposite side. Just listen, I'm a realist. I know Tua's arm strength he's not Justin Herbert, he's not Patrick Mahomes when it comes to throwing it down the field. He can't roll right and throw across his body. He can't do it.
He's got to roll left. You got to roll left.
We did several rollouts to the right side.
Because he rolls out and then he stops because he's left-handed. So he's rolling out, and instead of naturally throwing it, he stops and then throws it. And it's by that time, the whole play's been shot.
That whole off-platform throw for him is not his strength by any means. So got to stop doing that. Got to stop running so many damn toss plays. We ran like 6 toss plays. We lost yards on all but one of them. So got to clean that up. But all in all, I'm very happy with how the Dolphins look, pretty much in all aspects of the game.
Remy, I'm going to have to go use the restroom real quick. So you're going to, because I ran straight in from the office, jumped in the live, and we're here now. You're going to talk about the Ravens-Jets, and I'll be ready.
All right. I'll try and take up some time talking Ravens-Jets for everybody. Kind of what we expected from this game. The Jets are not a very good football team, and I think the Ravens will be a pretty good football team. Ravens did not get the run game going like you would expect. They only finished with 63 rushing yards, as you can see there on the screen. This is a team who had the NFL record stretch of 100 rushing yards week in and week out. Only 63 yards. Now, the Jets, of course, are coached by a defensive-minded head coach, so that might play a little bit into it. But I think for the long-term success of Baltimore, you want to see a little bit more from the rushing yardage from them. But Lamar Jackson had a good game. Didn't come to a contract extension agreement. He had set his deadline for last Friday. They did not come to an agreement. He is playing on his 5th-year option. Came out, had a good game, threw a couple deep touchdown passes. Some players stepped up in the receiving. Bateman caught a big touchdown. Devin Duvernay, who I've been shitting on all offseason, caught 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. I saw that.
So, yeah, Baltimore took care of business. This is what you got to do. You got to beat bad teams. The Jets, if the Jets are going to have Joe Flacco throwing the ball 60 times, they're going to go 0-17.
Yeah.
That's just how that's going to work. Joe Flacco in no world should throw 59 pass attempts. That's wild. Also a little weird. I said it all along. Everyone was so hyped on Breece Hall coming out of the draft. My mindset was like, well, Michael Carter didn't play bad last year as a rookie. Also second-round draft pick.
Weird draft pick.
So, like, naturally, I thought it was going to be a split between the two of them, and Michael Carter got more touches. 4 more carries, 1 more catch. It just was weird. Everyone was so hyped on Breece Hall. Like, he's going to be the guy. And I just think Carter's got a year of experience under his belt.
The Jets are bad. All right. Speaking of a bad team, the Jaguars. Now, Carson Wentz threw 4 tutties, also threw 2 picks, as he does.
Threw 2 picks on back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
Back-to-back.
I saw on Twitter, it said, guess what, guys? Carson Wentz is still Carson Wentz.
He's still Carson Wentz. Oh, man. The Jaguars had every chance to win this game. And once again, when you're a bad team, you find ways to lose the game.
Yeah.
I will say Christian Kirk, 6 for 117.
On 12 targets.
Pretty good game. Yet 12 targets, but he's number 1, so he's got to get them targets. James Robinson was the surprise of this game for me.
I didn't think he was going to play.
I don't know. He played, and he was full go. 11 carries, 66 yards, and a touch, and he caught a touchdown pass. So all that talk about ETN taking over as the lead back doesn't look like it. James Robinson is back. Big win for the Commanders.
Why do teams go out of the way to try to replace good players?
I don't understand it. I don't get it myself. I'll never understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, but hey, the Commanders come out of this one with a win. You get the best and the worst of Carson Wentz all in one game.
Yep.
So
great game. Carson Wentz, the master of 73 degrees. I don't think he's ever lost a game in 73 degrees.
The only thing is, if you're a Commanders fan out there, you got to be wary. Not every team is Jacksonville. So
what?
Shocking.
Jacksonville sucks. This game.
This is the worst game of the weekend.
This is sad because we're a big Colts pod.
Big Colts pod. And once again, it doesn't make sense. Jonathan Taylor, 31 carries, 161 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and you tie the Texans.
Michael Pittman, 9 catches.
Michael Pittman, 9, 121 and a touch. What happens to the Colts? It's every week, it almost seems like.
Matt Ryan fumbled 4 times.
4 times. You want to talk about not being able to get a snap? He fumbled snap after snap after snap. It was wild to watch, and some of them were just absolutely.
More and more of these teams need to play preseason.
Davis Mills, who I think both me and you are kind of on the same page with him.
This dude's pretty damn good.
He's a pretty good football player. First quarter, pretty bad, not very good. Second and third quarters, very good. Fourth quarter, didn't complete a pass.
2 touchdowns to O.J. Howard.
Threw 2 touchdowns to O.J. Howard, who signed 3 days before the season started.
So get him another get Davis Mills another weapon, y'all.
The Houston Texans should have won this football game. They were dominating it. They were absolutely dominating it. They gave up 17 fourth quarter points, and then no one wanted to win. No one wanted to win the game. It was a tough watch.
Preach. This is who I want to be the Panthers head coach.
I wanted Pep Hamilton 2 years ago to be the Dolphins offensive
Pep
coordinator.
Hamilton to be the head coach for the Carolina Panthers.
It'd be a good day for you, bud. What a bad game. We talked about.
No one wants to see a tie. Did we talk about how good the Colts are?
Super Bowl contender,
how bad the Texans are? Yo, this is a game you do not want to fuck. Like, they tied this game. That's terrible.
You can't do it.
Can't tie.
350 passing yards from Matt Ryan, 161 rushing yards from Jonathan Taylor, and you tie one of the worst teams in the league. You're done.
You're done. I'm done with them. Giants, Titans. Speaking of another AFC team who might be out on, the Titans losing in a heartbreak fashion. And everybody kept shitting on me about this guy right here. I said, bro, it takes a whole year to come back from an ACL. Bro, don't start Saquon. Saquon's washed. I have him in 3 fantasy leagues. I play in 3 fantasy leagues. Everybody can kiss it. Let's fucking go. Saquon Barkley, baby. He's back.
He had a hell of a football game.
He did. Really good
hell of a football game. Ballsy called by the Giants to go for 2 instead of the tie. Takes the 1-point lead. And then, of course, just like in every game almost in the NFL this week, the Titans drive down to kick a game-winning field goal and miss it. Bad week for kickers. Speaking of kickers, the Colts cut their kicker. Rodrigo Blankenship got released because he missed, I think, 2 kicks. They would have won that game. Bad week to be a kicker.
Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny to me that we go all year. All we talk about is Saquon Barkley. You know, this guy, this quarterback here, this quarterback there. And it comes down to 3 points. Guess who's always going to have the advantage when it comes down to a close football game? The Baltimore Ravens, who pay their kicker, and he's one of the best kickers of all time. All right, here he is.
There we got one of them.
We got him.
Missed it. You missed it, dude. We done had our fun.
Hey, what is it? Here you go. Woo! Built for it, baby.
Built for it, baby. Oof.
Not great. Not a great weekend for you, buddy.
But yeah, this is one of those ones, like you said.
I think the Giants aren't going to be that good. I still think they're going to be an average football team. They might win 7 football games, but the Titans.
Brian Dable.
I like him. I like him.
The Titans, once again, the AFC is going to be tough this year. You can't lose this football game. This is one of those ones where someone's going to come out.
Remember when we lost to the Giants week 1?
And we just I had to make a field goal or maybe not suck for the entire game. That's all we had to do. Would have made the playoffs.
And, ladies and gentlemen, I'm right about some things. And some things I'm just wrong about. And I'm man enough to admit that Remy Brennan was on this Vikings train way before I even knew what was going on. He might as well be the conductor of the Vikings train.
What?
The Vikings literally might go to the Super Bowl.
What?
The Vikings absolutely dominated the Packers. Domed them. It was not. Dude. Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, nasty 1-2 punch. Kirk Cousins out there doing Kirk Cousins things. He looked really good. Aaron Rodgers looks like he just wants to chill and do some drugs.
Turns out you need people to catch the ball. Pretty wild idea.
A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, their backup running back. Their backup running back led the team in receptions.
Yeah.
So we talked about it. The 2 running backs are going to have to be the focal point of the team. Aaron Jones, 5 carries, 49 yards. A.J. Dillon, 10 carries, 45 yards with a touchdown. A.J. Dillon, 5 catches. Aaron Jones, 3 catches. Those running backs have to be the focal point because their wide receivers are trash.
I don't even know these guys.
Christian Watson, rookie, first play of the game. Wide open. Easy 75-yard touchdown. Bloop. Straight through his hands. You got to have playmakers on the outside. The Packers, now, I will preface this by saying they look just as bad as this week 1 last year. They were also atrocious.
But
this year's different. I do not think the Packers are a very good team.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I think the Vikings
You look at Aaron Rodgers and he looks like he just doesn't care. He's like, whatever. I'll do my thing. I think that watching the Vikings play football, they got some players.
Also, maybe, I don't know, Packers, someone should have told them that Justin Jefferson's a good football player.
Justin Jefferson dominated.
Because they just left him. I watched a lot of this game. They just left him open. It wasn't like, he was out here just like mossing kids. He was just open most of the time. It was wild.
The Vikings kind of laid the gauntlet down.
I'm just telling you, dude. I called it. bold prediction: Vikings are winning that division.
Hey,
100.
like I said, dude, I'm man enough to admit when it's my bad. And in that situation, it was my bad. Now, speaking of a bad football team, the Arizona Cardinals, they are terrible.
I think old Cliff Kingsbury might be on the hot seat, dude.
Not might be. Definitely isn't.
I think he might be on the hot seat, dude. So I could
Patrick
have been
Mahomes, as casual as can be.
I could have been more wrong about the Chiefs. Now, I knew the Chiefs.
I will say, I'm not going to go over the top on the Chiefs yet. I think they're still an amazing football team. They're still one of the best teams in the AFC. They're still going to make the playoffs. I just that when it comes down time when they play a good football team, not the Arizona Cardinals, it's going to be a little harder.
It might be a little different.
Patrick Mahomes, unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. I mean, I still thought they were a playoff team. I still thought they were offensively going to be a good team because they have Andy Reid and they still have playmakers. If you would have told me Patty Mahomes would have come out here and throw for 360 and 5 tutties week 1, I wouldn't have believed you on that one. Kelsey did Kelsey things you just expected out of Travis Kelsey now, but they got enough. I will say the wide receivers, Juju had a good game, 6 for 79. Valdez Scantling 4 for 44. The rookie 1 for 30. Mecole Hardman 3 for 16. So the wide receivers didn't do a whole lot, but they did enough. And 44-21 beatdown of the Cardinals. I'm off on the Cardinals. I'm out. I'm off that. I'm not high on them at all this year.
The coach will be fired halfway through the year.
I think for sure fired. They usually start off on fire. They got stomped in this game. This game wasn't as close as that score was.
They scored 14 at the end. It was really 44-7.
It was a beatdown.
I think the Chiefs still going to be a good football team. The Cardinals, that was not great. That was at home, too. At the Cardinals. This is a pretty good football game. The Raiders, Chargers.
It turned out to be one. Another one of those games
where the Chargers were up. The Raiders kind of sneaked back in a little bit. Derek Carr threw a lot of picks.
3 picks, but still they had a chance at the end to win the game. They had the ball with a chance to win.
And this is why I think they're going to be a little better than everybody thinks they are, Remy. And it's because of this guy right here. When you go out against difference makers, Remy, this is how you win football games. This is how not only you not win it, this is how you're in football games.
Oh, yeah. No, he is a difference maker. 100%. He is a difference maker. You want to see another difference maker and the real reason I think the Chargers won this game? Scroll down for me.
They fumbled what?
Defense, Khalil Mack, 6 tackles, 3 sacks.
They had 6 sacks?
Watch out. Khalil Mack, Joey
Bosa. You get a hungry
combo.
Khalil Mack?
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, 1-2 combo. Bosa also had 1.5 sacks. So that's the difference for the Chargers. That is the difference for the Chargers.
The Chargers got ball players.
The
Chargers have different players. Keenan Allen did pull his hamstring, but he's always hurt. We'll see what they end up doing to wide receiver. Don't like anything really they have going on. Of course, they have Austin Eckler. What's up? What's up, Cam? Hope you're doing better, buddy. Of course, shout out Cam, big giant Chargers fan. Remy, he literally wears a different official Chargers jersey to the office every day, like with a different name on the back. He has a Khalil Mack one.
That's impressive.
It's sick.
That's impressive.
Bro, Justin Herbert is a dog.
Now that I know that, I got beef too. All right, I got beef with the Chargers. I got beef with the Bills. I got beef with the Patriots. I got beef with a lot of teams. Okay.
Josh Palmer about to go
stupid. About to go stupid. Do I think the Chargers are extremely talented? Yes. But I hate them. So I hope they lose every game.
Why don't you like the Chargers, dude? Come on.
Why don't I like the Chargers? Yeah. You tell me why I don't like the Chargers.
Because you live with Harris?
No. Who's their quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
What draft pick did Justin Herbert go?
What, one overall?
Right. 1 pick after Tua. I'll never hear the end of it.
Wait.
I'll never hear the end.
You went after Tua?
Yes. We smoke screened the whole time saying we were going to take Herbert, and no one believed us. And then we took
Dude.
Tua, and then Herbert went the next
Remy,
pick.
Justin Herbert's unbelievable.
He's not even good.
No.
Call me when he wins a playoff game.
Bro, did you see that throw where he threw it over like 40 yards
I
over
see
2
every
guys?
throw he makes, and I hate every one of them.
He did go 6 overall.
Yeah,
Wow.
he did.
Dude, he is
Who went fifth
unreal.
overall.
Who, like, seriously, though, who would have thought he would be this good?
No, that's the thing. So, like, everyone, all these people in the media now, all of a sudden, oh, fucking Miami's just going to regret that one for forever. From a college prospect standpoint, it really wasn't close when they were coming out. Tua was unbelievable, one of the greatest college quarterbacks we've ever seen, and Justin Herbert was a really tall dude who could throw the ball far and run really well. So it just wasn't really a comparison. Now,
Justin
Herbert
Herbert,
got to the NFL, and no one forget that Herbert got to the NFL and his head coach didn't even want to start him. It took Tyrod Taylor getting stabbed in the
Well,
lung.
that was
by a
the worst
needle.
head coaching. That was the worst coaching staff I've ever seen in my life.
Welcome to the Chargers. This is just what they do. But hey, he's panned out.
Hey,
Let's put it that way.
You talking
He's
about
panned
Los
out.
Angeles Chargers Super Bowl? I picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
You did. You picked I believe, Los Angeles versus Los Angeles.
Los Angeles Super Bowl. I did.
So we'll see.
We gotta see about the
very
Rams.
talented team.
They are
Very
crazy.
talented team.
Crazy
And I
talented.
hate it. Call me when he wins a playoff game.
Crazy talent. It'll be this
Mr.
year.
Loftus, call me when he wins a playoff game. Because as
Dude,
right now, neither one of
Anthony
them
Lynn
won a
is a
playoff game.
dumbass. Please never. Anthony Lynn was so bad. Oh my god.
He said that Tyrod Taylor gives us the best chance to win football games. And Justin
Crazy.
Herbert just goes out slinging it.
Speaking of another, so Dallas, not great.
Oof.
Dak Prescott breaks his thumb.
He wasn't good before he broke his thumb.
No, he was terrible.
He was bad.
Tom
before he broke
Brady,
his thumb.
pretty average. They didn't need too much out of Tom. I'll tell you what, he's still got a rocket. I
watched
think-
this-
how is he getting arm strength later on in years?
Because he sold his soul to the devil.
Okay.
And this is what happens. He's 45. He should be dead.
Honestly, what is he still doing playing?
I'm 33. I can't even get out of bed in the mornings, bro.
He's out here dotting
I
45.
hate him. He's bad. Anyway, I watched this whole game. And maybe it was just a defensive struggle. Neither offense looked great. The Bucks would
I
gash
thought
them all
Leonard
the way
Fournette
up the
looked pretty
field.
decent.
Yeah, no, the Bucks would gash them all the way up the field and then get in the scoring range and just die. They just couldn't put it in the end zone. They had the one Mike Evans crazy one-handed catch. But they just kept getting in field goal range and kicking field goals. I mean, it was they kicked 4 field goals, I think.
Tom
Pull
Brady
it up
got that
here.
Ruby foot. Yeah.
4 out of 5. Suck up went 4 out of 5. They attempted 5 field goals. They couldn't put it in the end zone. So that was.
I will say,
that was ugly.
watching Bucks was like, oh yeah, they do have a really good defense. like
Fournette. Oh yeah,
Their defense is good.
all over the place.
Yeah,
Fournette looked really good running the ball. 120.
look really in shape.
Look, I mean, figuring at the beginning of the year they were saying he was weighing 300 pounds coming into
Yes.
training camp.
Or they really be making these numbers up.
I
There's
think
no way.
I think that clearly was a lie.
Yeah.
I will tell you this: Micah Parsons is real. Like
Yeah,
that
he's
dude
good.
is real. He's
Yeah.
unbelievable. He had 2 sacks in the game.
Also got his head taken off by Leonard Fournette, and they've
He
been going
did.
back and forth.
He
Twitter
did.
beef.
I don't.
Zeke-
You know, it is what it is on that one.
Zeke
but
looked like a Power Ranger with his helmet.
I hate those helmets. Can we talk about that for a second?
They're
Do you
terrible.
like those?
They're terrible.
And there are
They-
so many players that wear them now. They
Yeah,
are
they're-
awful.
They're awful.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, everybody, next time you watch, there's certain
Dude,
players
you know what?
there's no bar across the top of the helmet. That's
No.
what it is. There's no bar. It's just visor and then the helmet, and it looks awful.
Dude, you know what helmet used to be so cool growing up? And if you got this helmet, you was a bad man. It was the Rydell with the 2-bar here,
the 2-bar running
2-bar,
back. Uh-huh.
2-bar running back helmet.
Yeah, sick. You were a playmaker if you rocked
You were
that.
you was a baller if you got that
He
helmet.
was a playmaker if you rocked that one. Yeah, it was.
Nowadays, helmets are
Everything
crazy.
about this was ugly for Dallas, and then all of a sudden, Dak Prescott broke a thumb.
Breaks.
Now, Jerry Jones came out today and said they're not going to put him on the IR because they think he can come back quickly. Surgery on the thumb, on a throwing thumb, however.
You need it. You got to be able to grip the football.
I mean, but they're saying he could be back within 4 weeks, which is, I don't see it. The other thing is, if they're going to start Cooper Rush for those 4 games, season's over. Season is just over. He's not good.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Do they overpay and go get Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes. This team
might be the only thing to save the season. But their playmakers didn't look good either. Their pass catchers didn't look good.
They only had CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. Only had CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup still not back yet. It was tough. It was just a bad only team in the NFL not to score a touchdown this week. Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen.
Suck it, Dallas. And we're going to end it with, of course, the team that broke my heart. I thought they were going to be way better.
Oh,
how in the world?
Oh,
yeah. All right.
The AFC's not that good.
No.
Let me just.
What? Also, one of the worst coaching staffs I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that was awful.
Play calling, atrocious. Time management, hilarious. They lost to Seattle. Geno Smith out here dotting them up.
Dotting them up, bro. Dotting them up.
Breaking my heart.
But once again, we go back to it. And Seattle, for the most part, dominated this football game and should have lost it. There were so many games this week where teams, I felt like, dominated the game and almost just gave it away. They're just like, here you go. You can just have this one. Broncos could have easily won this football game, of course. We all know the decision if you watched the game or if you were under a rock last night and didn't watch it. 4th and 5, Broncos clock running, have a timeout, can use the timeout if they want, come up with a play call, do something. No, they run the play clock all the way down to 1 second, burn the timeout without even running a play, trying to draw them off sides. Nothing. They just run the clock to nothing, take the timeout, line up for a 64-yard field goal, second longest field goal in NFL history, instead of trusting the quarterback that you just traded all these draft picks for and gave all this money to get you 5 yards. Now, he almost made the kick. Let's just throw it out there. McManus was wide a little bit. He had the leg. He almost made the kick. But you got to go for it. You got to go for it in that situation.
Nobody in the world thought they were about to try a field goal here. No. Like, nobody. When you're watching that live, you're like, all right, timeout. Let's get a run. Yeah. We got to get this first down.
It was so weird.
But play calling, dude. Jerry Jeudy only hit 7 targets. Something. These are playmakers. You got to give them the ball.
Look at Javonte Williams, 11 catches.
12 targets. Ugh. I will say, watching him run the football, he looked pretty good.
He runs mean, dude. Yeah. He runs mean. But
you cannot lose to Geno Smith in Seattle.
Can't, dude.
Especially in that division.
Can't lose to Seattle. That was ugly. That one shocked me. But, I mean, it's these offenses, we talked about this at the end of last week. No one played their players in the preseason. So you got Russ. You look at Russell Wilson, he took 340 yards. He had 1 touchdown. Mm-hmm. They couldn't put the ball in the end zone. Most teams struggled to put the ball in the end zone. They'd get a bunch of yards. They'd get down the field. They'd drive with stall. You'd kick a field goal. Mm-hmm. It happened a lot in week 1. But I will say this was one of the more surprising outcomes.
There was Geno Smith beating Russell Wilson. So what's the top 5 today, Remy?
So I just want – this doesn't have to be in any particular order. Doesn't have to be, however you want it to be. But I wanted to deep dive into 5 week 1 takeaways. Just 5 topics from what you saw in this week's NFL games. And just give me your opinions and what you think.
Okay. I'll start with number 5. Like I said beforehand, I think the Cardinals lose their head coach sometime during the season. They have a talented roster. They do have some suspensions at the wide receiver position, of course, and some stuff. But that's too good of a team to continue to come out flat like that. Mm-hmm. How about your number 5?
All the concerns we had about the Patriots offense, and it seemed to come true. in that game.
Yeah.
Now, the Dolphins do have a pretty good defense, but mind you, we don't have Brian Flores anymore, and I think he was a lot behind that defense. But their offense just didn't have any rhythm, any game plan. It looked like couldn't really get the run game going too much. Miami missed a lot of tackles, and still they scored on – they had a fourth down. They threw up a jump ball in the end zone, and we broke it up, and it was a pretty weak illegal contact call that gave them the first down. That's the drive they scored on. They didn't score outside of that. I mean, they drove one other time and threw a pick in the end zone, but their offense did not look very good. And I think we talked about it. Matt Patricia, defensive guy. Joe Judge has never been an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
These are the two guys running your offense. They weren't good coaches before when they were head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been offensive guys. Now you have them in there running your offense. It just didn't make sense. Their playmakers are not good. The wide receiver position, their best wide receiver might be Kendrick Bourne. He ran 2 routes. So, pretty crazy. But that's my first takeaway from this week is the Patriots offense isn't there.
All right. How about your next one?
Lions are going to win some football games. The Lions are going to win some football games.
I wouldn't say win. I think they're going to be in a lot of football games.
I think they're going to – I don't think they're a playoff team. But I'm going to stick with my prediction. I think they're going to win 6 to 7 football games this year. And they play hard for that coach.
Mm-hmm.
They really, really do. The quarterback position leaves a lot to be desired. Jared Goff sometimes just looks like he doesn't belong in the NFL. But the rest of the playmaking on that team is pretty good. And if they get Jameson Williams back at any point, I think they're gonna win some games. They're gonna cause some problems. They're gonna be one of those teams that we talk about. All these people lost games to teams they shouldn't lose to. The Lions are gonna be that team for a couple teams this year.
Yeah, I can see that. My other takeaway fourth takeaway, I guess, is number 4 is the Rams are a little bit in trouble at quarterback. We'll see the health of Stafford. That elbow, he did not have zip on that football. He was still trying to do no-look passes and stuff. They're going to have to run the football. They're a really talented team. They have a lot of talent everywhere. They need to figure it out. They're not going to be able to drop back and throw 60 times right now with his elbow in his current state. So we'll see if they can bounce back. Like I said, the NFC is a little soft. But, I really was surprised. And I guess going into number 3, the Vikings and Eagles, I think those two teams in the NFC are going to be issues for the Rams. I really like their setup. I like their roster. They have some talented football players. I like those guys in kind of like I said, a down division. Because if you look across the board, the boys are bad. The Cardinals are bad. They're just not that where they were kind of playoff teams. The 49ers lost the Bears.
Yeah.
So
this is a chance for some of these teams to pick up and run away.
For sure.
Definitely.
How about your number 3?
My number 3 is Carson Wentz is going to Carson Wentz, baby. He can't help himself.
Can't help himself.
My man comes out, and you look at his numbers at the end of the day, you go, damn, 4 touchdown passes, pretty solid. But the back-to-back interceptions, back-to-back plays, it's just what you're going to have to live with. That is just who he is. Now, there's going to be games where he does that, and he loses you the game. Yeah. That's the problem. Is there's going to be several games where he does dumb shit like that and costs you wins. But man, is he a roller coaster. He is a roller coaster to watch. 4 tutties, 2 picks on back-to-back plays. Gotta love it. Carson Wentz all year is gonna Carson Wentz.
All right. How about number 2?
Cowboys are in trouble. We touched on this. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. They're in trouble. Even before the Dak injury, they did not look good offensively. The Amari Cooper trade, before when you threw out Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup as your 1, 2, 3, opens up a lot of things. They were covering CeeDee Lamb. They were not giving CeeDee Lamb anything. Yeah. Cowboys tried moving him around, putting him in the slot, running him outside. They just couldn't find ways to get him open. If the Cowboys are going to be a good team, they're going to have to run the ball a lot. But the offensive line isn't what it used to be. Mm-hmm. So Cowboys are in trouble. And I think the Eagles are a good team this year. I think the Eagles are going to end up running away with the division. I don't particularly think it's going to be close.
I agree. My number 2 is crazy weekend of college football, and it kind of boiled over to a lot of upsets in the NFL game. So if you look at it, where you had the Steelers beating the Bengals on the road, you had Colts tying with the Texans, Vikings beating the Packers. The Packers were a favorite in that one. The Cardinals getting stomped. I mean, that's not an upset, but kind of thought it was closer. Cowboys getting rolled up as bad as they did. And, of course, Seattle beat Broncos. Now, a lot of these teams drop games, and we talk about how you can't do it. Luckily for most of these AFC teams, they also drop games.
A lot of other teams drop games.
So you look at the Colts, they're in a better advantage than the Broncos, and because they tied.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. But that's my number 2. I guess I'll just continue. My number 1 takeaway is you got to start playing some snaps in the preseason. Week 1 was tough to watch. I don't know. I've never in my life seen so many people not be able to catch a snap under center before in my life. Dude, look at me games. We click 5 fumbles, 4 fumbles, 5 fumbles, 6 fumbles. Like so many fumbled ball. That's a drive killer.
Mm-hmm.
You fall the ball 2nd and 14. Good luck.
Yep. In the NFL, good luck. A lot of drive killing fumbles, and just a lot of teams not able to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
A lot of teams not able to put the ball in the end zone. A lot of field goals. And you know my adage, field goals lose football games.
Yeah.
You kick too many of them, you're just setting yourself up to lose.
How about your number 1?
My number 1, we touched on it already a little bit earlier too. The Packers don't look like division champs.
Yeah.
They don't look close at this point. Now, they have surprised me before in the past. They do have Aaron Rodgers. He is an unbelievable football player.
They got issues, though, dude. They got problems.
They got issues.
Yeah.
They got issues. I love the running backs, but you can only do so much with your running backs.
Right.
I mean, someone's got to step up and catch the ball. At the end of the day, someone's got to be a playmaker. I mean, they're throwing out Romeo Doubs is like the number 1 receiver, and he's a 4th-round rookie. Christian Watson missed the big play, got 1 more target the rest of the game. Sammy Watkins, normally week 1, Sammy Watkins, undefeated, didn't have a good game. Robert Tonyan, I've just never thought he was that good of a tight end. He had the 1 good year because Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. I don't like the playmaking there. I think they're going to struggle, and I don't think they win the division, and in all honesty, they may not even be a playoff team.
Honestly, they may not be. So we'll see how that shakes out. Also, before we get out of here for the night, I want to give a little housekeeping. Thursday, try to do the same time. Definitely going to be here for the kickoff. We're going to do another watch-along for the Chiefs-Chargers. If y'all are interested and want to hang out, I think we have me and Remy plus 6 people can be in this group. We're going to hang out. We're going to watch football together. We're going to sync our games up. We're going to chat shit. We're going to talk fantasy football, of course, on Thursday. We're also going to get how many ever people's in here, we're going to do a pick 'em. We're going to get everybody's picks from NFL. Cam, you can come in here, of course. We're going to do picks for week 2 of the NFL. So we'll just have to exclude the Thursday night game.
Let's just do that between me and you, because that's what I pulled out the old notepad for. Because I'm going to try and keep track of this throughout the season.
Yeah, we're going to do picks on Thursday, though. But we'll do.
Oh, yeah. For the rest of week 2, we'll do them on Thursday. But since the Thursday night game is when we're going to be going live, who you got Thursday night? Chiefs versus the Chargers.
So the spread's 4 to the Chiefs. They're a 4-point favorite. I got the Chargers going on the road, setting the tone in the division and beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead on Thursday night, and is well on their way to a Super Bowl that I predicted.
This is a close one. This is a close game.
It's a very close football game.
Part of me really does want to take the Chargers because I really like that pass rush. I'm going to take the Chargers. I think the one way you can get to Patrick
To
Mahomes
stop them is to sack him.
Pressure him. Make him run around because he as great as he is, he sometimes tries to do too much. And so when you pressure him and make him run around and try and do things, I think that's when you can.
It's going to be a hell of a football game.
It is. But, and I said it, I think that Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack combo. Now, I've never been as high on Khalil Mack as other people have been.
He's an animal.
But he is a great pass rusher. Now, I think he might have been a little overhyped when I read an article about him getting 30 sacks potentially. I don't think that'll happen. But when he can be one-on-one, because Joey Bosa's on the other side, he's going to cause problems. And I think it gives the Chiefs enough headache that the Chargers win the football game.
We'll also look at the college week in review here, because we didn't really look at future schedules. So we'll have plenty of time on Thursday because it's about a 3-hour pod. Last time the game was pretty quick, so it was a 3-hour podcast. We're going to do a watch along. And if y'all are interested in hanging out with us, hit me up, message me, get a hold of me somehow, and I'll link that up for sure. We're going to have, of course, some of the same guys who, if they want to continue to do it, we're going to be in here hanging out. It is cool if you have a camera. It does make it a little better. You need a mic and a camera, preferably. If you don't have a camera, it's okay. But we're going to do a watch along on Thursday. So we're going to blast that today and tomorrow. We're going to let everybody know, kind of heads up with that kind of stuff. And we look forward to another week of football. You got anything to say before we get out of here, Remy?
Can't wait for Thursday. That was a ton of fun. Y'all, please make sure you're in there. You get to watch along with us, talk about the game as it's going on. We, like I said, we get some people in here, some different opinions and voices.
Tell everybody about us.
Get to tell them how dumb they are when they come at me with their just lack of knowledge. Really, is what it comes down to.
We're just getting people woke.
We're just built diffy, dude. Also, big shout out to you and to me in the Hard Pass Fantasy Football League. 1-0 start.
I told you I went 3-0 in fantasy this week.
You know, poor Westwood. Poor Westwood. I know he's still in here. I beat him by 55. Tough week.
I think Bacon beat somebody by 0.9 or point.
Oh, really?
in the league. Yeah, he was telling me about it. Literally, it's something crazy. I don't know. But we look forward to talking more fantasy on Thursday. We look forward to hanging out with everybody for 3 hours. We're going to pack a lunch, as they say.
He beat him by 0.2 points. Ed won by 0.2. Wild.
So, okay. We're out. We will holler at y'all on Thursday.